Hello everyone. Before we get started, make sure to like and subscribe, and leave a comment saying where you're from and when you watched. That way, YouTube will continue to show you stories like this. Now, let's get started. Asterisk, the wind howled fiercely in the abandoned cemetery. The ground shook as if it wanted to swallow them both. Jack stood unsteadily in front of the priest's figure, his hand trembling as he held the book of rituals that was burning red. His breathing quickened. Each heartbeat felt like it was being squeezed. All around, the tombstone shook, each shadowy soul rising, screaming in lamentation. The priest smiled crookedly, his voice echoing throughout the space. "You are just a puppet, Jack. You cannot defeat me." Jack screamed, trying to tear away the whispers that tormented his mind. He knew that if he let himself weaken, he would be taken over. Blood from the knife wound on his hand dripped onto the book, causing the ancient symbols on the cover to glow. The backwards words he had memorized suddenly appeared in his mind, urging him to read them out loud. He raised his voice, trembling but determined. The distorted words burst out, echoing throughout the cemetery. Immediately, the priest's figure screamed, his eyes red as fire. He waved his hand, creating a black whirlwind that blew Jack away and sent him flying into the shattered tombstone. Pain coursed through his body, but Jack still managed to stand up, blood flowing from the corner of his mouth. He wouldn't allow himself to fall now. The souls around the cemetery suddenly gathered, their faces filled with pain. A few reached out to Jack as if to give him the last bit of strength. As soon as Jack read the second sentence, dozens of shadow souls flared up and disappeared, as if offering themselves to keep the ritual going. The sight made Jack shiver, but also urged him not to give up. The priest roared, his body doubled in size. Darkness surrounded him. He rushed forward, his hands like sharp claws tearing through the air. Jack stepped back, holding a small knife, to carve more symbols on his arm. The pain was so intense that it numbed him. More blood flowed, but the light from the book became even stronger. Jack's reading backwards echoed, drowning out the whistling wind, drowning out the priest's screams. The sky above split open, a streak of white light tearing through the dark clouds. The entire cemetery was filled with a fierce struggle between light and darkness. Jack gritted his teeth, reading the last sentence of the reversal ritual. When the last syllable was released, the ground shook violently, the tombstones exploded, and ashes flew everywhere. The priest's shadow let out a final howl, his body shattered into thousands of pieces of black smoke. But instead of disappearing, everything rushed straight into Jack's body. He collapsed on the cold ground, his eyes wide open, his breathing rapid. In that moment, Jack found himself standing in an endless void, directly facing the priest in his mind. The real battle began. In his inner world, the priest laughed loudly, approaching, his voice resounding. "This is your soul, where you will lose forever." Jack clenched his fists, shouting, "This is my body, my soul. You will never possess it." He rushed in, the two colliding like two opposing flames, one white and one black, exploding brightly outside the cemetery. Jack's body jerked, the ritual book burned fiercely, a red light filled the sky. The villagers watched from afar. They trembled, not knowing if it was a sign of liberation or the opening of hell. Jack struggled in the darkness of his mind. Every time he weakened, the priest grew stronger. But deep down, he heard familiar voices: Henry's voice, Margaret's voice, and the souls who had begged him to free them. They whispered, "Don't give up, Jack. The light is still in you." He jumped up, shouted loudly, using all his strength to push the last push. The darkness cracked. The priest howled in pain. The white light burst out, engulfing everything. In that moment, Jack didn't know if he would live or die, only that he had poured his entire soul into this battle. As the light fades, Jack lies motionless in the middle of the cemetery, the ritual book burned to ashes. The darkness seems to have disappeared, but his body is motionless. No one knows if he is still alive or has become part of the curse. In the next episode, the truth about Jack's fate will be revealed, and whether St. Mary's curse has truly ended or continues in a new form.